Alright guys, in today's episode of Beekeeping on the Cheap, we're going to show you how to make one of these tote feeders. It's kind of simple. Make sure you have your safety glasses on. We're going to use an 2 3/4 inch hole saw. We're going to do 2 holes at the very top on the short end. You'll do 3 holes on the long side. Do 1 here, 1 here, and 1 there, right at the top. Like I said, you're going to do 2 on each end. Then you're going to build a nice little flotation device inside out of pool noodles. These smaller pool noodles, you can get them for 97 cents at Walmart, $1 at the Dollar Tree. I'll show you that in a minute. I'm going to finish drilling these holes, so I'm not going to bore you with that, and I'll come back. Alright guys, now that we're done, you'll have a bunch of these little black discs. Throw them away. But what you're going to end up having is this. All the way around. These things they come with a yellow lid. They're $10.97 at Lowe's. I said the pool noodles are 97 cents. You'll need 2 pool noodles per box, because they're 48 inches long and it's 24 inches inside to the bottom. You don't want to measure the top. You want to measure the very bottom, and that's going to give you around 1/2 to 1/4 of an inch all the way around. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut these pool noodles in half. And well, I've got one right here I'm finishing up. This is what you'll end up with. You cut a little piece, you hot glue it in, then there'll be one more little piece, not as thick as this, for the other side, because you'll come up with a space about 3/4 to an inch on one side, and you cut a small strip, put it in there, and you don't have to worry about bees drowning or anything. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. I'm going to put you on pause and we'll get set up. Alright guys, for the next part you'll need utility knife, one of those X-Acto blades. You can run out there a long ways. Hot glue gun. What you'll basically do is just basically take this, just slice straight down on one side. Turn it around and slice straight down on the other. Be extra careful. If you've got one of the real long ones, it'll go all the way through. Mine won't go all the way through because I broke a couple off. And then you'll have a bunch of these. Like I said, it takes basically 2 pool noodles to do 1 box. This is the 27-gallon Tough Neck or something like that at Lowe's. Once you've got all of this, you'll take one of your extra pieces and cut it. That's maybe 3/4 of an inch across the top, 1/8 of an inch down here at the bottom to float on the outside. Take up that extra space. If not, bees can drown there. And then what's left for your spacers you glue in between, I just cut them at about 1/4 of an inch. You can measure them if you got to be exact, but I'm not exact. I just cut them at about 1/4 of an inch. Like I said, be real careful not to slice your thumb, slice whatever. Some of you might want to put it down if you're not sure-handed. Alright guys, I think I figured out what's wrong with the camera. So what we did was put some hot glue on the little spacer piece, glued it to the existing one, come back and put some hot glue on the outside, put your little slice piece in there to fill that gap and set it up against something, because I don't want to stand here for 5 minutes and hold it to get the glue to harden up. And that's it. Take you over here and show you what it looks like in the box. The thing you really need to think about when you do this is you really need to water test the box. I took and filled it up to where the commander line is here with water and let it set for 24 hours on the concrete drive, and come back and moved it to make sure there wasn't no puddles of water underneath it. You never know, there might be a leak, a crack, they may have been dropped or something in shipping. But anyway, but see, it fills that space that we've been talking about. Gives them plenty enough room to get to the sugar water. You don't need to worry about it up here, because you're not going to fill it up there. You're going to fill it up to about right here. I put about 10 gallons at a time, and it'll, as they drink it down, it'll slowly float down, and when it gets to the bottom is when you got to really worry about them drowning. I've ran this for 7 days, and I think there's maybe 40 bees in it when I cleaned it out a while ago. So that's pretty darn good. If you run like a tub with just straw in it or wood sticks or something, you're going to have a whole lot more dead bees in it. But this is basically it. I'll tag a little video on tomorrow when I fill it up, put sugar water in it, get the bees in it, and I'll come out and do a little finished video to show you what it looks like when they're actually working it. But yeah, they come in, they get their drink, they go back out the holes, and there's no problem. Thanks for watching Woolly Bees. Like I said, I'll clip that video on tomorrow. And here we are at noon. Flow is not over with for the day. It's usually about 1, but I've got to be somewhere later on. So I figured I'd just give you a quick glimpse in there. And that is what's left of 5 gallons that I put in there this morning. And the love of the thing is these are underneath, the holes are underneath, so when it rains you don't have to worry about it diluting your sugar water. So I have no problems getting in and out. Like and subscribe, share the videos. Hope you learned something.